Feel the beat, it's in your soul. Dance and me should make you whole. Stories rise, the healing's near. Share your light, there's no fear. Healing huddles, we all unite. There's Anisha, shine you bright. Tell your story, let it flow. Together stronger, we will grow.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Healing Huddles. I am Des Gerald, your host.
And I am Misha Dalton, co-host.
And we are back to discuss the benefits of grounding, also known as earthing. But before we get into that, we're part of Healing Home Movement. And what it's all about is just we are here to help raise the vibration on this planet. And before we could do that, we know that we have to heal home. And home to us is our bodies, mind, body, and spirit, plus our families with our relationships and our friends, plus our earth. And before we could heal our earth and heal our relationships, we have to heal ourselves first. And so today, what we are talking about again is grounding. And what earthing technically is you are pretty much touching the earth barefoot, or you're touching, the palms of your hands to the earth. And the earth produces like electrical charges. So you're getting a whole bunch of electrons that go through your body and help to neutralize your body, repair your DNA, repair your cells. So it has a whole bunch of benefits. What are some of the things that you came across, Misha, as you were doing your research on grounding?
Sure. Yeah. So aside from what you said, it can help with like supporting the immune system, as well as inflammation and aches and pain in the body, like for people who may suffer from arthritis, osteoarthritis. So it helps with that. And just a lot of things, like you said, there's just so many benefits to grounding, and it's free. It is absolutely free.
That part. We actually have a clip from the gentleman, Clint, I think it's Obar.
Clint Obar.
Yeah, who actually discovered grounding. And so let me play a clip because he actually mentioned something that was very interesting that Misha said she did not know. So let's go ahead and play.
Those who live in nature, they are naturally grounded. They don't suffer cardiovascular disease, lupus, MS, autism, and cancer, and all of these modern health disorders. Yet the animals who live indoors with their owners, they all suffer the same health disorders as their owners, meaning 50% of them die from cancer just like their owners. But cancer rarely exists, if at all, in nature. So we've disconnected from this energetic source that maintains the electrical stability of the body and primarily the immune system.
Yeah, so that was eye-opening to you, right? Just that.
Yeah,
pets, even our pets.
Yeah, thinking about animals. And I guess when I hear him say that, when I heard him say that, it's like, okay, you know what? That actually makes sense, because animals, we domesticate them. They are supposed to be out in the wild, and we bring them in and want to treat them like our children and domesticate them, and wonder why they're getting, picking up some of our ways and our diseases and our illnesses and everything. But they were out in nature, grounding 24/7 with their paws in the dirt, 24/7. So that makes a lot of sense why you hear about a lot of animals having, those different diseases that we only hear about in human.
Yeah. That's definitely, grounding is definitely something that I did while I was going through my treatments. I would walk like 3 to 5 miles a day. I'd go lift weights, go sit in the sauna. And then after that, stand in the grass, for at least 30 minutes.
Hmm.
And I probably did that maybe about 1 to 2 times a week. Had I known all the benefits, because I didn't really dive deep into it when I was going through treatment. So I didn't do it nearly as enough like I would have done had I known all of the benefits, because it has a lot of health benefits.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So do you ground frequently?
Yes, actually I do. So in the summertime, I actually go out and get some of that free grounding. Putting my yeah, putting my feet in the dirt. I usually try to get up every day and spend a few minutes out in the sun at the early rising, and just getting some of the natural healing from the sun. And then at the same time, I usually go out without my shoes on so that I can get some of the healing benefits from below my feet, from the earth. I also spend a lot of time grounding barefoot in my backyard, because for the past 3 years, I started a vegetable garden. So I'm out there in my garden and I'm grounding out there, just being one with nature. And in the wintertime, when it's colder outside, I use a grounding mat. And actually, Clint Ober, from the video that you showed, he came out with a documentary called The Earthing Movie and a book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he came out with some of the earthing mats or grounding mats that for people who can't get outside or who doesn't, just can't be out there. You can actually buy grounding mats to either put under your feet at your desk if you're working at a desk. They even have grounding yoga mats. They have grounding sheets, grounding pillowcases, and shoes. And Des, don't you have grounding shoes?
Girl, I got the socks, I got the shoes, I
Yeah.
got the sheets, I got
Mm.
the mat. I have it all. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't go grounding crazy, right? It's just that there was a bundle, okay? It was a bundle, and I just thought that it made sense to just get the bundle. And you
Yeah.
know what? It wasn't really that expensive. It was like maybe 150 or so for
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I will say I get the most use out of the grounding sheet.
Hmm.
I get
Yeah.
the most use out of that. I pretty much sleep on that every night. And I did notice a significant change in how long I slept.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I sleep now an hour to 2 hours longer than I was sleeping before.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
And that is one of the benefits. There's improved sleep and cortisol balance, inflammation reduction. I'm
Mhm.
gonna read them off to you guys. I would never remember all this stuff. So if you see me looking down, pain reduction. It says participants in studies report less chronic pain, especially arthritis, fibromyalgia, and muscle soreness. Better heart rate variability. So I was having some high blood pressure issues over the past several months, I would say. It's definitely better. They tried to put me on high blood pressure medication, and I wish I would have I probably should have checked my high blood pressure and then checked after I got on the mat. Although I would say that my heart rate and things started to kind of stabilize a little bit because I started taking ashwagandha. I was doing hawthorn berry, hibiscus, um, because I was just like, there's no way I am not getting on these statin pills. I just heard not too many good things about them. And I said, this is definitely something I should be able to get control over, like just naturally, right?
Mhm.
So I was doing pretty good just before I started using the sheet. But I'm wondering now, I'm wondering if, it's actually helping too,
Yeah, it
because
could be.
I haven't been doing my hawthorn berry the past couple of weeks, or the ashwagandha. They say that you're supposed to give yourself a break with ashwagandha,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm on a break with it right now, and then I'm gonna get back
Yeah.
on in a couple of weeks. But no, it's my my high blood pressure is definitely stabilized.
Oh, good.
Definitely. Yeah,
Good.
for sure. And then I also make sure that I go into the steam room. That helps. Walking,
Yeah.
that's been helping.
Mhm.
But it also helps with your blood viscosity.
Mhm.
It helps with your emotional and spiritual health, like it reduces anxiety, improve heart health, pain relief, helps with pain, improves blood flow and circulation, balances cortisol levels, boosts immune function, which is that's really, really good. Reduces symptoms of menstrual and hormonal imbalances. So it helps with like mood swings, cramps, and fatigue. Balances hormonal fluctuations and stress reduction. It has some anti-aging effects. Improves skin tone, hydration, cell repair, which I mentioned earlier. Um, Reduces oxidative stress, helps detoxify the body, so it supports lymphatic drainage. That's major.
That is
Uh,
major.
that is major. Reduces inflammation-related toxin buildup.
That's major.
Enhances mood and emotional well-being. It increases the serotonin and dopamine levels. Promotes emotional clarity and calm. Helps with depression, PTSD, and emotional trauma. Neutralizes the electromagnetic fields exposure. So that's like, with your cell phone and your technology. Improves energy levels, accelerates wound healing. That's another good one. Supports mental clarity and cognitive function. Supports children with ADHD and autism. My grandson, he was diagnosed with ADHD.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make sure he gets out there and sit out there with me. We're like, come on, let's go grandson. But those are a lot of benefits. Those are a lot of benefits. And again, if you don't want to buy the products, I got Grounding Well. What's the name of the company that you have, Misha?
I
The
went
the,
through the earthing. I went through
the,
earthing company.
the Earth and Company. Okay, and mine's is with Grounding Well. But just you can get it for free, like we said. Just go stand outside. Now, where I live, they spray the grass, and a thought, I'm gonna say my intuition told me, hey, this grass might be sprayed, so don't stand over here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might not bother, affect you, but
Yeah.
it might. Or maybe, you have to wait a certain period of time for any type of sprays or things that's done to the grass to wear off before you stand on it. But those
Mhm.
are things that you could look into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts?
For me, what made me just start grounding or focus more on grounding and what prompted me to get the grounding sheets, because I got them in the wintertime because I couldn't go outside and it was too
Uh-huh.
cold. But what made me do that is because back when I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease, they were also telling me that I had fibromyalgia. And I know you had mentioned fibromyalgia. And so fibromyalgia is like widespread pain throughout your whole body, but there's nothing within blood tests or anything that could point to any one thing. So
Mhm.
they label it as fibromyalgia. So you have a lot of pain, like a lot of pain, for periods of time, and it's triggered through being either overstressed or under rested. So I have to sleep a lot to keep my body from flaring up from just anything autoimmune related. If I'm overly stressed after a couple weeks after the stressful event, my body flares up really, really bad and I'm in a lot of pain for a while. And it takes my body some time to just get back balanced. So I got the grounding sheets for that. I'm like, well, maybe this can help with the widespread pain that I have from time to time. So that was something
And
that
did you find that you got some relief?
Yeah, I did. I started feeling better now. I have not been paying attention because I've had it for over a year. So I haven't really paid attention to what's going on now versus then. But I do know that my pain started getting better. It comes and goes, just depending on what's going on in my mind. That's why that's another subject that we're going to cover at some point, mental health, just, managing your stress. We'll cover that. But that I would say that's what I have to really, those are triggers for pain for me, is if I'm overly stressed or under rested. If I have to sleep a lot and I have to rest a lot mentally. I
Yeah.
have to have mental rest and physical rest. But the sheets, they did help me. In fact, I'm thinking about getting one to go at my workstation because I work in front of a computer all day. So I'm thinking about doing that. Um, as well. And I wanted to mention other ways to ground. If you don't necessarily have to go out in the dirt, if you're at the beach, I'll be at the beach soon. I'm going to be grounding in the sand in
I
front.
will too. I'm going to Ghana.
So you can do that. So if you're going to the beach, there's absolutely benefit to running on the beach barefoot on the sand. So you can ground that way. And Des, you had mentioned before about water. Do you want to talk about that or touch on that about grounding through water?
Oh, the electrical
Yeah.
currents from the earth in the ocean.
Yeah, in the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another form of grounding, and just getting out, and being on the sand too. That's touching the earth. That's another form of grounding.
Mhm.
And it's so funny because when I lived in Boston, the beach was like 10 minutes from my house,
Oh,
and
wow.
I was a beach bum. Like, I love the beach. That's the only thing about living in Charlotte, North Carolina, that I'm like, I kind of miss Boston,
Yeah.
because 10 minutes I'm at the beach. But I'm like, no wonder I used to love the beach so much. I just used to love sitting out and just soaking
Mhm.
up the sun, not even knowing the true benefits that I was getting, just laying on the sand, soaking up the sun, um, jogging on the beach, walking on the beach, getting in the water. Who knew? I didn't know. I didn't know all these years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's another form. And then, when you think about kids running around outside with no shoes on, and how people might look at it as, oh my God, go put some shoes on. That's dirty.
Mhm.
Guess what, guys?
Yeah.
It's actually healthy. How ironic, right? It's actually healthy to have your kids playing outside in the grass, in the dirt, with no
Mhm.
shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah. That may be why part of the reason why we're having higher cases of things like ADHD and ADD, because,
It could be. Yeah,
when
the
I
kids don't go out to play no more.
they don't go out and play. They're on video games and all their electronic devices. When I was younger, it was like you either go outside or go to bed. That was the only,
Right, right.
so it
And
wasn't
don't come back inside till the lights come on.
right. Yeah. And then even in school, we used to have recess and we would go outside and play for a long time. Now in school, they don't really get recess like that, especially once the kids get in middle school and high school. They don't really go outside a lot or do any type of physical activity to
Yeah.
keep them moving and keep them grounded. They just don't. So I think, that plays a part in it too. And of course, the diet and some of the things they're putting in the food. But yeah, I mean, if you have kids, go take your kids for a walk outside in nature. If you have pets, go take your pet outside and just be in nature, because both of you are grounding, you and the pet.
Yeah. You know what I found that was interesting? I was watching a study, or saw a study, and it was saying that in the I think it was 1959, 1960-ish,
Hmm.
before that time, shoes were made with leather,
Hmm.
right? And so if you have on leather soles and you're walking on the grass and dirt, you're still getting that electrical charge. So 1959, 1960s is when they introduced synthetic soles. Like, and so ever since then, there has been a rise in diseases
Yeah, yeah.
and illnesses. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get in some form of grounding every day. Whatever I can do, I'm gonna get it in every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
It's
I mean,
free.
it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's
It
free.
makes sense. We're electrical beings. It's almost like plugging in. You know how you charge up your phone?
Mhm.
It's almost like standing on earth. We're charging up our bodies. Like,
Yep.
I get it. It makes sense to me.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So, guys, that's it. That's what we wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. A lot of people don't know about grounding. A lot of people don't do grounding. And we just wanted to shine some light on it and say,
Yeah.
hey, get out and ground.
Yeah.
Get out and touch the earth.
Yes.
Sit on it, stand on it. You can even touch trees,
Hug them
right?
even. Your trees
Yeah.
too.
Almost didn't understand the tree hugging thing when I back in the day, right? Because I used to know people that would hug trees, but now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hug trees all the time now.
Mhm. Yeah, it's healing. There's studies that have been done to show that if you spend time under a tree, touching a tree, hugging a tree, that it brings about healing to the body, just like grounding. And
Yeah.
I saw a video where they showed where you cut trees down, or when trees are being placed. Like if you look in neighborhoods, they have trees that are kind of separated and scattered.
Uh-huh.
Um, they don't grow as well as trees that are in the wild, growing together. Like if you notice the trees that are like in the woods or in the forest, they're really, really, really tall and really strong. And their roots are their roots, it's like a communication system under the
Mm,
between the trees, their
wow.
roots. And when you take
Wow.
trees and separate them and put them, let's say, you plant trees in neighborhoods and they're separate, they don't do as well or grow as big as the ones that are in the forest.
Wow. Because you
Isn't that
know what? It's probably because it's like that's their family. And
their
it's
family?
like they're being uprooted and taken away from their family.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows what they might have their own language that we can't even hear.
According to science, they do. Even plants,
Exactly.
according
Because
to
when I went to, you heard of the Veg Fest
yeah,
that they
that's
have
right.
in Charlotte? I
Uh-huh.
took my goddaughter there a couple years ago, and there was a table that had talking mushrooms.
Oh
They
my God.
had they had these frequency things hooked up to the mushrooms, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
had the headphones for us to listen to
Oh
it.
yeah. I saw
And I
that.
was just like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
amazing. So every life force communicates. It has its
Mhm.
own language, its own communication. So it's amazing. It's
It
just
is.
the more and more you dive into just healing and learning, it's
Yeah,
fascinating. It's fascinating.
it is.
Yeah. But that is all we have for tonight, guys. Um, I hope that you guys are enjoying our healing huddles. Please drop a comment. Let us know if you'd like to join our Healing Home Movement private Facebook group. Drop your Facebook page name if you'd like us to invite you into that group. We have quarterly detoxes that we'll be doing together. We have a book club where we'll be learning different. I think the first book is going to be Mucusless Diet. I think we're going to read that first, or it might be Dr. Yaquis' book. I don't know. I'm debating. We'll put the names in a hat and draw one. But guys, please like, share, subscribe. If you know anybody that would benefit from our healing huddles, please share it. And I guess we will see you guys next Sunday. All
Yes.
right. Peace, light, love, and healing to you all.
Peace.
Later.